You were taught that you have 5 senses. Some teachers were generous enough to add a 6th, teaching balance or calling it proprioception. And then the lesson moved on. But what if that number 5 or 6 was never meant to be a complete map? What if it was designed for something else entirely? And what if right now, in this moment, you are perceiving far more than you've been given permission to name? The 5-sense model traces back to Aristotle. Sight, sound, taste, smell, touch. It was a useful starting point for a philosopher trying to categorize physical experience in the 4th century BC. But at some point, a starting point became a standard, and a standard became a boundary, and a boundary became the thing you were graded on in biology class. Here is what didn't make it into the curriculum. Proprioception is your sense of where your body is in space. Interoception is your awareness of your internal state. Thermoception is sensing temperature changes in your environment. Nociception is the detection of harm before it registers as pain. Modern neuroscience now recognizes at minimum 15 distinct sensory systems in the human body. Some researchers argue the number is closer to 32 when you include the full range of perceptual channels the nervous system uses to navigate the world. The 5-sense model wasn't wrong. It was incomplete. And the question worth asking is, why did the incomplete version become the only version most people ever learned? You already know this. Not from reading about it, from living it. You feel tension in a room before anyone speaks. You know when the timing is wrong, even when everything looks right on paper. Your body tightens around a decision long before your mind catches up. You sense when a relationship, a role, or a season is complete without needing evidence. These are not emotions. They are not imagination. They are sensory inputs, just not ones you were taught to trust. The relational sense detecting alignment or tension in another person. The temporal sense feeling when timing is right, not by the clock, but by readiness. The energetic sense reading coherence or distortion in a field before you can explain why something feels off. These are not gifts. They are not special abilities reserved for the particularly sensitive. They are features of the human nervous system that simply were not included in the curriculum. The senses weren't lost. They were deprioritized. Industrial culture rewards speed, output, and certainty. Subtle perception doesn't fit neatly into spreadsheets. It can't be measured at scale. It doesn't translate to a KPI. So, we learned to override it. We called it being professional, being rational, being objective. We mistook suppression for maturity, and something interesting happens as people slow down, heal, or move through major life transitions. The volume comes back up. The senses that were quieted start signaling again. The information that was always arriving starts being received. For many people, and particularly for women, this is what midlife actually is. Not a decline, not a loss, a sensory widening. The return of perception that was always present but never permitted. Here is the question this series is built around. What becomes possible when you stop navigating a 32-sense world with only 6? Decision-making changes. You stop overriding the information your body has been sending you. Leadership changes. You stop performing presence and start actually inhabiting it. Relationships change. You stop missing what's actually being communicated beneath the words. Life gets quieter and clearer. You don't activate these senses. You stop ignoring them. And the distinction matters because it means the capacity was never missing. It was only waiting to be trusted again. If this opened something in you, subscribe to Frequency Knowledge. New transmissions every month. The link in the description takes you to a free frequency assessment. 7 questions that show you where you're actually operating from and what expanding your sensory range looks like in practice. This series is just beginning.